What's up, nerds? Welcome back to another video. I posted in my community page or whatever that I met a female incel, and that's what today's video is going to be about. So I figured I would read you her last message and then read you my message and then just talk about it real quick, right? So this was her final message, her piece de resistance, goodbye, toxic male, goodbye, see you later, So she's not French, I don't know why I made her French. I think this is where our conversation ends. Building a life with someone is more important to me than having sex. Congratulations on being good at it. I did not ask. I'm not sure what you're trying to achieve by insulting me for being homeschooled, insinuating I lack the basic knowledge to understand what sex means to middle-aged white men who hasn't been able to keep a relationship. I can guarantee you I have a higher degree than you, so without knowledge of whom you speaking with, check yourself. Our intellectual levels are nowhere near the same, and your lack of maturity and your ability to have an adult conversation about why we feel differently in our beliefs with sex is quite astonishing with the world we currently live in. I would say potentially choosing your words more carefully next time would bow well for you in getting women to potentially be interested in you. You never know what their relationship with sex was growing up. It could have been a very negative experience. Food for thought. I wish you the best. Whew. That was what the fuck? I know you're thinking to yourself, what the fuck did you say to get on this girl's hot side, right? Because holy shit, that was a whew. So let's see if I want to. All right, so that's funny. I have the opposite 90-day policy. If I date a girl and it looks like things are going nowhere after 90 days, I stop wasting my time in theirs. Laughing face emoji, covering my eyes emoji. You have that you're homeschooled. Is that where you were taught sex ed? ? Is that all sex is to you? Horny and feeling good ? As someone who prides themselves as being good in the bed, that's so disrespectful, haha. That's like reducing everything about mental health to just wanting to feel sad about yourself and cry when there is so much more context to it all. Not trying to get you in bed, don't misinterpret me. I'm just making sure the context is clear between us, so we're not talking about different things. Making love to my significant other and expressing myself physically through touch is not because I'm horny and want to feel good. That's how little dick 21-year-old fuckboys think. And then I tried to clarify, which most likely made it worse. I said, I guess you misinterpreted what I messaged first because I tried to follow up on my original message. Hinge does not let you say your whole message. It cut me off. And I just say what I want to chicks. And if it cuts me off, a girl hopefully is interested enough to hear the rest of what I had to say. So I finished what I said when we matched. So I was like, okay, maybe she didn't get that I was finishing that, right? So I said, blah, 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 because I tried to follow up on my original message does not mean it has to rule the relationship talking about sex, right? And so I'm on the same page with you about having fulfilling lives that don't include a physical body that is going to depreciate over time. Physical looks aren't for forever, and superficially people get bored very easily. Were we not on the same page after reading? Dude, this is I didn't even go back and read this before, so this is live opinions, right? Did she not read? We were talking about this. Were we not talking about the same thing? And it's just, oh my god! Oh. I just had to make what is this? What did I? If I really did say obviously she thought. I mean, she said that she said that she felt insulted, or interpreted what I said as an insult, when in my head, after just reading that, hopefully how I came off is I set up a little bit of the context, explained myself, gave another example, right? In English class, they call that the ICE format, right? I don't know if people do that anymore for papers, but what you would do is you would have your intro paragraph, right? Then you'd have 3 or 4 ICE paragraphs, right? Where you would introduce, cite, and explain, and you would detail your points and form a coherent argument. And at the end, you'd have a conclusion where you summarize some stuff. And it was a really useful technique, because when you got to the conclusion, all you'd have to do is like just use your explanations, and it was really easy to write papers, right? I liked English, if you can't tell. And so that's what I thought I was trying to do. It wasn't like I wasn't making assumptions about homeschooling being bad or anything. I just questioned if like that's where you learned it, like, or did you have a class? Because, and again, it's not like you asked if I was good in the bed. That wasn't the reason I said it. The reason I said it was to establish context of why that is the case and why that's important to this argument. In this case being, you originally said it was just about if you're horny and feeling good, and it's like, that's so reductionist and insulting. And you'd think if you were so smart, you'd like, not have such a simplistic opinion. But I mean, what do I know? Our intellectual levels are just holy. And then middle-aged man who can't keep a relationship. I've purposefully been single for so long. I mean, like, yes, I've like kind of been like looking around, right? But I have chosen to be single for so long. And then plus with COVID and everything, what? All of a sudden this is my fault? What? What? I mean, but I could see from her perspective, if I was just like throwing jabs, she'd want to just end it with a little bit of a jab, because that's totally what people on such a higher intellectual level do, is they just need to like end it with a final, like, but I digress. Okay. I'm done. But that was my post. I posted about whatever. That was the conclusion of all of that. Good luck to the rest of you human beings out there in the dating world, because it's fucking wild out here, bro. All right, I'm done. Deuces.